Sinus issues. We've all experienced them, and yes, we know chiropractic can help. That being said, they are no fun when you are inflicted with them. So, what can you do with those sinus issues to relieve the discomfort? We all know drugs are not the answer. So, to answer that question and more, let me introduce Dr. Vera Gupta.
Has your head ever felt like a bowling ball? Or every season changes and then you feel like a bowling ball? I know that's happened to me before, and oftentimes it's caused by either allergies or a sinus issue. Sinus issues plague many people in this country, and there's so many easy things you can do about them. So, first and foremost, you should know that chiropractors can help you with your sinus problems. The adjustment of the upper cervical spine is huge for sinus issues. What happens is you have lymph nodes that are located here, and they're also located right on the base of the skull. And those poor little lymph nodes fill with sinus fluid. And once they're filled, there's nowhere for all the sinus fluid to go but in your face. So then it starts pulling in your face, and then you start feeling the pressure against your skull. That's what causes a bowling ball head. When you go to the chiropractor, we get to drain all of those out with that adjustment. Many people don't know, but lymph nodes only drain one of two ways. It's either through manual manipulation or through motion. So we're going to go over both of those. When you get adjusted with the cervical spine, and right here, this is the back of someone's skull. Here's the atlas, the top bone in the skull. When this goes out of alignment, it puts pressure on the eustachian tube. The eustachian tube is what drains the ear out. When there's pressure on that eustachian tube, all that fluid that's looking for somewhere else to go has nowhere to go, so it backs up. So many people will say after they've gotten adjusted by a chiropractor, wow, my sinus is cleared up, and now you know why. So when you're not in the chiropractor's office, there are also a number of things that you can do at home. Or you can actually do them at work or anywhere else. The easiest one you can do is the acupressure points for sinuses. You have one on the top of your head, and if you feel on the top of your head, there's going to be a soft spot, and it's a little bit tender. Press into that spot and hold it. That will help drain out your sinuses. In addition to that soft spot, if you extend your elbow out, take 3 finger lengths and stick it right in that elbow, right to the outside of that, you'll find a point. And if it's tender, it's letting you know that there's a sinus issue or an infection, something that you can work on. And you want to press in there. If it's really tender, have a seat while you're pressing into it. And you can do it on either side. If one side is more tender than the other, then that's the side that's more of a problem. So you press on that longer. The second thing that you can do is you can gargle with a probiotic. Probiotics typically come in a capsule. And what you're going to do is you're going to open up that capsule and you're going to pour it into a little Dixie cup. Gargle with it and swallow. And it'll colonize right into the maxillary sinuses. The third thing that you can do at home is to stay away from dairy products. Milk, cheeses, ranch dressing, all those lovely things taste so good, but what they do is they cause mucus formation. They'll actually stuff your sinuses up. Now, the reason that people get stuffy sinuses is there are bacteria. Bacteria love a nice warm environment. Well, your sinuses are like a little cave. They're warm, it's moist in there, and it's dark. It's the perfect party place for a bacteria. You know what bacteria love to eat? I'll give you one guess. 1, 2, 3. You should have guessed by now. Sugar. Sugar is the #1 food of all bacteria. So if you want them to have a party, by all means, feed them lots of sugar. Whether it's refined sugar or cookies, cupcakes, that kind of thing, get it out of your diet while your sinuses are bothering you. Now, the last thing you can do at home is the thing that feels the best. What you're going to do, you're going to lie down and you're going to tip your head back. The reason you want the head tipped back is that the maxillary sinuses, the drainage points are here and here. So if you need them to drain, the head has to be tipped or they just don't drain. Take the palms of your fingers and go from right under your cheekbones to the bridge of your nose. That little bit of pressure tells your brain, hey, drain out that fluid, get it out of here. The next thing you can do is take your thumbs and you can press right into here. As you press into here, the same thing happens and your brain knows it's time for drainage. If you're in this position and you find yourself swallowing, that's great news. That means that all the stuff that's stuck in those sinuses is coming out. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to find a thick muscle right on the neck. And you're just going to massage it towards your head, start at the base, and go towards your head. Then you do the other side. Now, when you're getting up from this position, you might be a little lightheaded, so take it easy. So those are all the very easy things you can do at home. You can gargle, you can hit the sinus drainage points, you can hit the acupressure points. But let's not forget about what the most important thing is, which is that chiropractic adjustment. The chiropractic adjustment will help keep those lymph nodes and those sinuses clear for a much longer period of time. These other things are great to do while you're home and they'll help you, but the most important is keep that atlas open and clear. Because when that atlas is out of alignment, that eustachian tube is just like having a garden hose that basically someone's got their foot on. It can't drain, nothing can get through it. All of a sudden you take your foot off that garden hose and everything is flowing. That's exactly what happens when you realign the atlas, when you realign the occiput, which is the base of the skull. Then all of those lymph nodes that are holding all that fluid in there can finally drain properly, and you can finally feel like your head isn't a bowling ball.